Hello friends, welcome back to another video on HackerRank Python series. Today we are going to solve Python if-else challenge. In this challenge, we will be exploring how to use if-else conditional statement in Python. We will also explore some of the built-in functions available in Python standard library like print, input, strip, and length. Let's navigate to HackerRank dashboard and take a look at the challenge. Here I am on my HackerRank dashboard page. Since we have already solved the Hello World challenge previously, the dashboard will automatically show Python in the top section. Click on the Continue Preparation button and it will open up the challenges. Here you will find Python if-else as the topmost challenge. Click on Solve Challenge button and it will open up the challenge. The Tasks section provides the detail about the challenge. In this particular case, given an integer n, we need to perform certain conditional actions. In the first condition, if n is odd, we need to print weird to the screen. If n is even and in the range of 2 to 5, we need to print not weird. If n is even and in the range of 6 to 20, we need to print weird. And finally, if n is even and greater than 20, we need to print not weird. The input format section provides the details about the number of inputs user will be providing for this program. In this case, just one positive integer n. The constraint section provides the details about the input constraints. Here in this case, the value of n should be in the range of 1 to 100. And finally, the output format should display the output based on the conditions mentioned in the task section above. For example, if the sample input is 3, we need to print weird. This is in line with the first condition that we have in the task, that if n is odd, print weird. Similarly, if the input is 24, we need to print not weird. This is in line with the last condition that we have in the task section, that if n is even and is greater than 20, print not weird. Now let's take a look at the auto-generated code. When you install Python, it comes bundled with a standard library that contains a collection of built-in functions like print, input, built-in data types like int, float, and boolean. It also installs some of the commonly used modules like math, OS, random, which provides useful built-in functions related to mathematics, operating system, and random number generation. Although we don't need these modules to solve this specific challenge, they can come handy to solve some of the complex Python programs. We will explore some of these functions shortly. The conditional statement on line number 11, if name equals to main, is a common idiom used in Python to check whether the script is being run as the main program or being imported as a module. In this particular case, since our script is not being imported as a module, the value of name will set to main and any code written in the if block will get executed. The next code statement on line number 12 is used to read a single integer input from the user and store it in the variable n. Let's decode this code statement. The input is a built-in function in Python that reads a line of text input from the user and return it as a string. Strip is a string method that removes any leading or trailing whitespace characters from the string. This is useful to clean up the input in case the user accidentally types in any extra spaces. And finally, the int is a built-in function in Python that converts a string to an integer. The resulting integer value is then assigned to variable n. Now, before we start solving the challenge, let's understand Python REPL and how we can use it to solve this challenge. REPL stands for Read Eval Print Loop. It is a tool that allows you to interactively run Python code in a terminal or console window or in a web browser. It is a great way to quickly test out ideas and experiment with different pieces of code. Here on my screen, I have declared a variable x and assigned value 10 to it. And on the next line, I have printed the value of x using print function. The next code block uses the factorial function available in math module and prints 5 factorial to the screen. Note, we need to import math module first before calling any of its functions. And in the last code block, we have used a random function from the random module to generate a random number in the range of 1 to 10. Now let's try out this code in a web-based REPL. Let's navigate back to the web browser and in the address bar type Python REPL. Select the very first link from replit.com. Replit.com is a website which provides a REPL environment for different programming languages like Python, Java, C Sharp. Now, since we are using Python and the template is already selected, click on Create REPL. This will take a couple of seconds to set up the environment. Once the environment is ready, we can start writing the Python code. So let's write x equals to 10, print x. Click on Run button to run the Python code. If there are no error in the Python scripts, it will run successfully and display the output in the console section on the right hand side. Let's use some of the built-in functions available in Python. So x equals to factorial of 5, print x. So we know that factorial is a built-in function available in math module. But since we did not import math module in the script, this code should throw an exception. Click on Run. Yes, name factorial is not defined. Now let's prefix that with math.factorial and rerun. Name math is not defined. This is because we did not import the math module. Now let's import math and rerun the code. This time we got 120 as the output, which is the correct output for factorial 5. Now let's try out a random module. Import random x equals to random dot int 1 comma 10, print x. Click on Run. This should generate a random number in the range of 1 to 10. Rerun this script multiple times and every time it should generate a random number. Now we know how we use Python REPL, write the Python script and run it in the REPL. We will use it to solve the Python if-else challenge. Let me rearrange the browser tab so that we can see the Python REPL and the problem statement at the same time. And let me delete the code that we tried out. Let's copy the code statement from HackerRank editor which accepts the user input and paste that in the REPL. And let's print the value of n. This is just to ensure that our REPL is configured correctly. Click on Run. Provide the input value as 10 and the output is 10. So our REPL is configured correctly. Now let's go back to the challenge. The first condition in the task section is if n is odd, print weird. So this is fairly simple. We need to use the modulo or the remainder operator available in Python standard library to check whether the number is even or odd, we can implement that using the modulo operator. If n modulo 2 equals to 0, print even, else print odd. Now let's try out this code. Click on run, enter value as 10, it's even, run again, enter value as 11, it's odd. So that means our if else block is working fine. Now let's implement task number 1. So if n is odd, so if n mod 2 equals to 1, we need to print weird. So for the time being, just comment out the else block and rerun the code. Click on run, type 11, it's weird. Run the code again, type 10. We did not get any output because we have commented the else condition. So we have successfully implemented the first task from our problem statement. Now let's go to the next condition in the task, which we need to execute it if the given input is even. If n is even and in the range of 2 to 5, print not weird. So again, this is simple. Here instead of else, we have to use elif, since we have to check if n is in the range of 2 to 5. If n is greater than or equal to 2 and n is less than or equals to 5, here we have to print not weird. Again, rerun the code, type 10. We did not get any output because 10 is neither an odd number and it is not in the range of 2 to 5. Rerun the program again, this time type 2, and we got not weird as an output. The next condition in the task section, if n is even and in the range of 6 to 20, we need to print weird. So again, we can use the same elif condition. If n is greater than or equal to 6 and n is less than or equals to 20, print weird. And finally, the last condition is if n is greater than 20, we need to print not weird. Test our program for different inputs. Click on run. Input 3. So that is the first condition, since 3 is the odd number. Click on run again. Type 5. That is weird. So that is from the second condition, since n is in the range of 2 to 5. Click on run again. Type 18. That is weird. That is from the third condition, since n is in the range of 6 to 20. And finally, click on 99, and we got weird as an output. Okay, since 99 is the odd number, that is the reason that we got weird as an output. Click on run again and provide an even number which is greater than 20, and then we got the not weird as an output. So it seems our program is working successfully for all the possible conditions. Now let's copy this code from REPL and put that in the HackerRank dashboard code editor and submit the code. Copy, paste. You just need to ensure that your code is properly aligned as Python is space sensitive. Click on run code. Okay, it seems both the test cases are passed. Now we can click on submit code button. So there are around 6 test cases and all the test cases were passed. Congratulations, we have successfully solved Python if else challenge. I will see you in the next challenge. Happy coding.